I guess in either direction. It's a perspective that goes back to the anchor that you pointed out, which is still the values.
Yes, yes.
There are a lot of other questions here.
14 years, Rita. 14 years, it only means one thing, that this country is not ready for something like that. 14 years ago, they started a bill like this with several numbered names already. And it couldn't sit well with us. Why? Because we have very clear declarations of aspirations and ideals in the Constitution. At that time, we already had the 1987 Constitution, so unique and different from all other constitutions in the world, that gives express protection to the unborn from conception, it says, to the family, that it's autonomous.
But again, those are all connected to the Roman Catholic nature. I mean, we are the Asia's largest Roman Catholic nation.
Yes.
Let me throw a question to you from Amagani. I understand what you were, actually I interrupted you. Was there anything else you wanted to finish in what you said?
No, I mean, maybe we should go to his question.
This is a woman, Leilani El Macarañas, who says, so what can you offer as an alternative to control the increasing rate of overpopulation and HIV?
Okay, two things there. Number one assumption in her question is there is overpopulation. We are not overpopulated. If we look at the census from the National Statistics Coordination Board, from year 1960 to 2011, it has been a downward trend. We don't even need numbers, statistics like this. Look around us. You will see couples in the mall. How many children do they have? 2? 1?
But part of that also is because they can't afford it, because poverty has also increased, right?
Yes, for whatever reasons, which is their own reasons, and we cannot question those reasons. And during the time of our grandparents, well, the average, according to NSCB, was 6 children to a family. Now it's down to about 2. Actually, the population growth rate is below the ideal replacement level, which is 2.1, according to demographers. Meaning a couple, in order for the race to continue, should have at least 2.1 children. There's a 0.1 there, but demography will explain that. I'm not a demographer. But now we're going below that. It's 1.6 from 6 in how many years ago? 50 years ago. That's not overpopulation. The reason why we perceive it as the country is overpopulated, we are overcrowded in the urban areas. They're all coming here because there's no life for them in the provinces.
But statistically, the Philippines has one of the fastest growth rates.
Yes, comparably speaking.
Population growth
but
rates,
right? The rate
is it around 2.3 at a high and then going down to about
1.6 or something?
Yeah.
The reason why we are seeing large figures, millions as a matter of fact,
101 million now,
as projected,
population. Yes.
It's because the mortality rates have also gone down because of advances in medicine. So lifespans have gone higher. So we have more people, necessarily. Isn't that a good thing that we survive for a longer time? We are healthier in terms of comparatively with the previous years. Infants survive more, etc. And talking about population, in the past, 3 months or so, the headlines banner an economic boom.
Yes.
Optimism.
Correct.
It's true.
Yes. In fact, we're looking at more than a 7% growth rate next year.
Exactly. Yeah. And other media have been noticing this trend. We might even surpass Vietnam among the most promising, and then Singapore is in problems because they don't have enough working hands.
Well, they just avoided
Japan
a recession.
as well.
Yes.
And other countries where the
Japan
growth
is
rate,
the oldest population.
Yes. Now that brings
So
me.
you were with Enrila in saying that our population is a strength.
It is an asset. It is what they call, the economists call it human capital.
Okay.
We have the human capital. We have a robust growth rate of people who are educated, hardworking, English speaking. We have values. That is valued in the world. Look, wherever we go, we shine.
But we don't have enough resources.
Yes. We don't
not
have
enough schools, hospitals.
We have enough natural resources. That is a given. So if we have a good wealth in terms of natural wealth, we develop them. We have a good wealth of human capital. We develop that capital. We don't restrict, diminish it, because that's where our strength lies. Who's going to run all these things if not people? Educated people, for that matter.
Joe, you are off the scale in terms of the number of questions we are getting. Thank you very much to everyone who is watching.
I understand this continues, so we can probably exchange views.
In fact, you have gotten an invitation from Tweet Up. Let me just pull it. Hashtag gangsters. Hashtag gangsters. Guys, you got to get a name that's not. No. Hashtag gangsters would like to invite Attorney Imbong to a Tweet Up. Let us know when they want to continue the conversation. There are a lot of questions that nitpick on things that you have said. Yes. There's several on the drugs and how you talked about women not using drugs. At Jester in Exile says, please ask if Attorney Imbong has filed complaints to the FDA regarding these dangerous substances. If none, she cannot claim danger. This is from another one.
Thanks for reminding me. In fact, we're doing, the St. Thomas More Law Society is handling all these cases, especially...
so you're planning to file a case?
Oh, it's all in the works, especially with vaccinations which have caused death of infants, imagine.
Filipino Free Thinkers is saying, you mean ensure women only have maternal roles? I think they're saying that it's not just women who have
We acknowledge paternal roles. Hi there, Free Thinkers. I see you a lot in Congress, and I would like to have a good conversation with them. They're very intelligent guys, you know.
Red Tani, I'm sure would love to chat with you. We are running out of time and space. There's a comment on Joe Imbong's, we should protect the maternal role of women. That's from Filipino Free Thinkers. And several more. Let me just give you... You continue the conversation on Facebook. Do you have a Twitter account,
Oh,
Joe?
yes. Attorney Joe Imbong.
Attorney Joe Imbong has a Twitter account, and we'll continue using hashtag Talk Thursday. Joe, looking forward now. It is a law. It is a law already. If you don't get a TRO, it kicks in.
And then we are subject to penalties, imprisonments, and fines. That's the bottom line there. But we have rights which are inalienable. We know how to protect our rights. Basically, especially the right of freedom of religious exercise, which has priority among the fundamental and basic rights.
Also. Yes. But I think the argument is that the majority, that the church, which is the majority, should not be imposing on, say, the 5% Muslims or the atheists.
We have Muslims in our among our friends who have opposed this bill when it was still in Congress. You see,
you're the anti-RH lost. Is that a sign of something? I mean, are there group people?
Yes, for all of us, there is a message there somewhere, and we might not even read or understand the message today. It will emerge as we go along in coming years, in coming times, and my only hope is that we will not reap the windstorm of this thing. I only wish is that we still emerge as a whole nation with all these ideals and aspirations still in place. It was not by accident that the Constitution wrote it in that manner. It was by design, and we have to cherish those aspirations and values.
My last question is this. You're obviously continuing the fight.
Yes.
What do you want people to do now?
Oh, to be knowledgeable about all these things, about what the law is telling us to do, and then to judge it, to see whether it is really for their good. And if it is not for the common good, then it's bad law.
Is there anything, I just said it was the last question, I lied, sorry. I wonder, because this argument galvanizes, on both sides. People, what would make you change your mind?
Change our mind? Oh, of all the questions you asked me, that's the most difficult to answer. To change our mind. We cannot change what we are. We cannot change what we ought to be. It's beyond us to do that. Human nature is there if it's for our good. So let us work towards that. Everyone will be fulfilled in that manner.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Attorney Jo Imbong. She is working on a petition with her son and her daughter-in-law. They've petitioned the Supreme Court to strike down the RH law and to stop its implementation. Let's continue the conversation on social media, both on Facebook and on Twitter. Her Twitter account is @Attorney Jo Imbong. I'm Maria Ressa. Thank you for joining us on Talk Thursday.